Right, thanks.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Screen 1. Show all windows. Or screen 2 now. Screen 2. Share. Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me?
Hello, Dirk. Can you hear you?
Hello, Shori.
I'm here, Dirk. Yeah.
Hello. Hi. Sorry. Freddy is joining us via a web conference to my office phone here. So he's having internet problems. But he can hear, and he most probably will comment here from the side as well. Thank you for everyone joining. Just want to make sure who we actually still need here online. Otherwise, is it okay if we do it the same as yesterday? We are basically mute everyone, quickly run through it, and then we open up for Q&A afterwards.
Sounds good.
Okay. So let me quickly mute everyone, and then we can step through this. If you have any questions, the chat functionality, you can just use the chat functionality, and then I'll unmute you. Okay. Hello everyone, thank you to Collaborator Session Training 1 or Collaborator Training Session 1, our tools. Our tools that we commonly use is Dropbox, HubSpot, our calculator, YouTube, and MailChimp. In this session, we're going to step through all of those to give you a better understanding of the tools available and how to use them. So what is Dropbox and why do we use it? Dropbox is a file hosting service operated by the American company Dropbox. It offers cloud storage, file synchronization, personal cloud, and client software. Dropbox is a home for all your most valuable files to keep your files safe. Dropbox is designed with multiple layers of protection distributed across a scalable, secure infrastructure. That's one of the reasons why we actually decided on Dropbox is due to the security. I know there's a lot of concerns with regards to Dropbox, but from what I've seen and what I've read, Dropbox is quite secure. They also use 256-bit advanced encryption to encrypt the data on Dropbox itself. How to access and use Dropbox? Dropbox can be accessed either as a web page, a local folder on your workstation or laptop, or on your cell phone. In order to view Dropbox as a web page, you need to navigate to the Dropbox website, which is https://www.dropbox.com and log in. If you do not have access, please register an account and just send Dirk the email address you are registered with in order to link your profile. Sorry for me speaking the third party here, but yeah. Once logged on, navigate to the file section on the left menu. Open the Past Collaborators folder. Under the Past Collaborators folder, you will be presented with 4 subfolders in there. The subfolders are Introduction and Knowledge Transfer Sessions, Marketing Material and Product Documentation, Presentations, and Tools. These folders, as we go through the sessions, will be updated with that day's information, that we do not overload too much information in the beginning. Otherwise, we might skew this whole session of ours. So how to use and access Dropbox continued. In each of the folders, if you look at the Introduction and Knowledge Transfer Sessions, You'll get PDF versions of the PowerPoint files that we are covering in these collaborator sessions. There's also subdirectories for each of the products. So as we step through all of the product sessions, all of those will be subdivided into each of the products that you have product-specific PowerPoint presentations. They are also sequenced. So you'll see session 1 with the name of the session that we're actually doing in that, or session 2 with the session's name. Under the marketing material and product documentation folder, you will find all the relevant marketing material for each of the products, also subfolder based per product, with a main folder containing generic company and product offerings. These are also getting populated as we step through the various presentations. Under the presentations, that is a folder for your actual presentations that you can use during your client demos and introductory visits. Under the tools, you will find easy to use tools, for instance, the calculator that you'll find under the folder tools. So how to access and use Dropbox, part 3, the cell phone app. It's available for both Android and iOS. So you can take your documents wherever you are and have it constantly available for you. So it's on your desktop, it's on the website, and it's on your phone directly. You can download the apps, play with it. I permanently use it. It's just easy and nice to have it constantly available. And then on the desktop application, the Dropbox desktop application, the desktop application allows you to browse your Dropbox folders as if they were local folders. They also have integrations into your current Microsoft products, which make it easy to save, open, and present directly from Dropbox. We're going to move over to HubSpot now. So what is HubSpot and why do we use it? HubSpot is a marketing and sales platform which aims to provide tools for social media marketing, content management, web analytics, and search engine optimization. We've decided on HubSpot due to its integration functionality, especially with our social media marketing, invoicing, and email marketing toolsets. We will mainly be using HubSpot for our sales funnel and have set it up to allow you to do the following: to capture your sales leads and companies, automatically allocate incoming emails sent to the marketing mailbox to your account. That is if the company and the sales lead is linked to your account. And then communication out to the clients and potential clients. If we use the communication out feature, it will allow us to send standard emails, standard information across to all clients on that. It's personalized, but the content is standard. It's also being used as a lead capturing system from our website and social media pages. So it's an easy single funnel where all leads can come into on a single place. We'll also be using this platform to communicate our product updates and product offerings, additional product offerings, out to the clients. The clients are then directly linked to your profile. So if any of them want to revert or want to take up on an upsell offer or any of our other products, that will be automatically routed to your account as well. How to access and use HubSpot. I've already invited all the collaborators to our HubSpot portal. If I have not, please just send me a mail and I'll resend the invite to you. HubSpot is available online via their website. It's directly integrated into the mail application or your mail application, and you can access it via an app on your cell phone. So it makes it easy, especially if you're on the move or on a current meeting with someone, to capture the details, and it's directly available for you. I've added their website address for you, as well as the link to the iOS and Android and Microsoft app stores. You're welcome. Please download it, play with it. But we are at the end going to go through where I'm going to open HubSpot and actually take you through all the various functionality that you can find within it. So with the various apps, it will allow you to do the following: capture your sales leads and company details, capture your deal status and details, follow up and communicate flawlessly with your clients, create and share email templates as well, and manage your sales pipeline status. If we move over to the calculator, what is the calculator and why do we use it? My apologies. The calculator is an easy-to-use calculation tool, allowing you to quickly assess what the financial outcome of an assessed solution will be. Clients do not want to wait weeks for pricing calculations, and in most cases need a ballpark figure. Thus, we have created an Excel calculator, allowing you to select the products and learner/employee totals, which will then automatically calculate the initial implementation invoice amounts, as well as the recurring invoice amounts. It also automatically calculates your potential income from each sale. So how to access and use the calculator? The calculator is available on the Dropbox folder structure. It's located under the Past Collaborators Tools subsect or subfolder. Once you open it, all fields in orange can be updated. I will open the calculator just after the session, and we're going to step through the calculator first, and then we're going to do HubSpot on that. Some of the other tools that we use is our YouTube private channel. The YouTube private channel is where we upload and host all of our online training sessions. So if you have missed a session, you can find it on the YouTube private channel. The YouTube private channel is not available to the public. It's only made available to you specifically. And the channel, like I said, the channel contains all the weekly product session recordings if you want to listen to it. The YouTube private channel, the only way to access it is via a link, which I can send to all the collaborators. So after the session, please send me the mail address with which you verified and that you use for your YouTube services. It's directly linked. It's a one-on-one access. So unfortunately, it's the only way which I can allow you access to that is to get your actual email address which you've registered with. And then we also use MailChimp. MailChimp is a marketing automation platform and an email marketing service. We use MailChimp basically for our newsletter distribution as well as for social publishing on that. So we've integrated HubSpot with MailChimp. So all of the details of all of the contacts and sales leads which you have uploaded will automatically be pulled through to MailChimp. The standard opt-in will apply on all of these emails as well, so we will not spam any clients. And then what we do is with our standard newsletter, it only goes out once a month. But if you do have any articles or would like to publish any articles, seeing that you are all specialists in your specific field and industry, please send it to us and we can publish it under your name on all the various social media, allowing you more exposure or better exposure as well. The social media platforms is going to be LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, as well as Instagram on that, and it's automatically published. Okay, so let's quickly have a look at the various platforms. Let's quickly first look at the calculator. Just open the calculator here. Okay, I'm going to unmute everyone now. So as we step through it and you do have questions, please. Okay, so this is the calculator. It's hopefully as quick as possible, as quick as as quick and easy to use as possible. All the orange fields can be updated. The agreed pause amount is the amount which you agree with your clients on a specific price. So for instance, if you agreed on a 50 Rand per head pricing, you basically just update it there, and the M-Learn is also a 50 Rand per learner pricing, which you update there. Under your setup cost and license fees, you can select M-Learn, pause, or both. You see that depending on your selection, it automatically updates the costing model, and the server costings per 1,000 is calculated based on the total amount of users that will be on the system. So let's have a look at M-Learn first. The Learner Bundle is your section where you select how big the server is. This costing is based on a shared server solution, the one I'm currently showing. So if you want to have, let's say, a server available for 500 users, you can just enter it into the Learner Bundle. You see it's a drop down where you can select the total number of learners the server should be spec'd for. Games to be developed is where we actually assist the clients or prospective clients with developing their games and course material. A game is viewed as being a quiz and a game. So if one game, or if you look at the normal training course, you've got a training course and you've got a questionnaire afterwards. So that counts then as two. One for the questionnaire and one for the actual course that needs to be developed. That you can update there under the games to be developed. You'll see that I have added a couple of notes to give you an idea of how to populate this form as well. The Learner Course Access Bundle is dependent on the amount of games that we have developed for the client. If the client wants to create their own games, we do not provide or ask for an additional charge on the games to be developed. So I'm going to say that we've got one course uploaded with one quiz and one course. And then the Learner Course Access Bundle, I'm going to allow for 100 constant learners on that. Okay. That will automatically provide you, if you look at the top in the yellow section, there's an initial invoice which is 75% of the implementation fee. The implementation fee can be seen in this section. You also have an invoice on go live, which is the remaining 25%, as well as the first monthly recurring invoice amount. It is sorry, all the invoicing is in advance. So you pay beginning of a month for the month's usage based on that. The skills catalog is if a client requires our full skills catalog of in excess of 2,200 courses to be made available, we've got a standard monthly charge. On that, that we do charge the clients for that, for implementation as well as for that. And you can basically just select the number of clients you would want the skills catalog to be made available to. We can do a branded cell phone app on iOS and Android. If they do require their own branded app, you basically just select yes or no there, and it will automatically update the pricings based on the requirements. And that is how you basically calculate the M-Learn pricing. If we go and we select pause, and you can, that's not a drop down, you select a number of employees for your pause, but we suggest not to go below a minimum amount of 50 learners or employees, sorry. So let's make that 100 as well. And the HR managers on that. So if you have HR managers which need to have access to the back office and set up the whole pause performance system, then you just add 2 in there. And that calculates the full pricing model for you as well as the revenues. If you select it to both, you'll see everything changes on top as well. Okay. Any questions? We've tried to make it as simple as possible, that you can't really make a fault. You can't even click on anything else except for the orange portion. Is there any questions?
Sir?
Yes.
Yeah, I've got two, Bryce here. Firstly, there's obviously an assumption that we are not going to target small businesses if your minimum employee bundle is 50. So we're looking at a size of company that employs more than 50 people, I would guess. That's one of the things that's assumed.
We don't limit it, but if you go for smaller companies, if you look at the standard implementation and setup fees, your smaller companies, it might not be as feasible to. And of course, if you look at your revenue, which you will generate, if we take it down and make it only 50, so I just want to change all of this back, and I can show you what it will actually end up. For instance, let's go to 30, a company with 30 and one HR manager. And that is on a 50 Rand pot amount. That will result in you getting 360 Rand a month recurring income based on that.
Okay. Yeah.
So you're more than welcome to, but I didn't actually see it feasible if you want to target small companies, except if you've got a different channel through which you want to target small companies.
And my second question, yes, no, that makes sense entirely. I'm with you. My second question relates to the upfront costs.
Yes.
How are those shared? Do those go to the collaborator? Do they go to the company? If we take the screen we've got at the moment, where there's a 12,500 Rand once off, and then their monthly and annual and monthly charges, how is that apportioned?
Okay, what happens is the annual charges is basically a license fee for the software. So if they do want to know what the annual charges is for, it is a license fee for the software. And the once-off charges is an implementation fee for the third-party companies that's involved to cover their costs.
Okay.
So there isn't currently there isn't the collaborator split. Does not take into account the initial fees or the setup fees. If you like, we can change this to accommodate an additional once-off fee for you as well. So if you do want that, when we actually have a look at the proposal and decide on the costing, just bring it forward and we can add whatever is required in that as well.
Because I guess for most of us, there is going to be an investment of time and an effort with a new client, helping them to understand things. So, I guess let's just take a very basic thing and say that you had a new client and you spent 4 consulting days working with them at the beginning. There obviously is a cost to you of that time. I mean, you're investing your time, 4 days of your time, to get whatever monthly income is coming up. So, it's just my thinking that one would want to have some compensation for your initial time investment.
We can, like I say, when we do the costing, you are more than welcome to send us what we need to add on top of it, and we can add that on top. You know your clients better than we do, so we can't really add an additional charge in addition to this on top as a standard. If you know that your clients can afford an additional 5,000 or 3,000 or 10,000, or if you land a major client and you want to add an additional 50 or 100, we can do that. You know your clients better than we do.
Great, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay, sorry, I just want to dribble down the cost of initial. We are also setting up almost like an FAQ section as well for new collaborators. So the questions which you guys are giving through to us, we're also going to add to a growing list. Then it will make the learning curve quicker for the next person's joining as well. Okay, so if there's not any questions further on the calculator, we're going to move over and have a look at HubSpot. When you get to HubSpot, I'm going to go through the website as it's just easier doing it through this than through my cell phone. You just log in with your details. I may see a lot more functionality than you will see, seeing that I am administrator on HubSpot as well. Basic usage, you get to the dashboard. The dashboard gives you your sales performance, the team activity, the deal forecast for all of your deals. This you can set to a different date range if you want to, and then the deals closed versus your goal on that. You can specify that goal yourself. Okay. It has the function for us. If you look at this, you can look at your sales dashboard, the marketing dashboard, the service dashboard. We have a service desk available as well. So if there are any questions or queries coming in, there is a service desk as well. And like we said, it's also going to be integrated directly with Facebook as well as our website. So new deals, which contacts us through the website, is also funnels them in. And you're more than welcome to pick up those as well and start running with that. So under contacts, you have standard contacts and companies. To add a new company, just go to companies. On the companies, you'll see we basically have just added 2 companies. You can see what it looks like. You create a company by clicking on that orange, I think it's orange, orange type button that's there on top. And it will take you to a normal screen where you can add any of these activity or any of these details. As soon as you've added all of the details, this is basically what a company will look like. On a company on the profile, you can add a note directly to a company. You can directly email a company from here. You will not have the option to call, but you can make a call directly from here as well. And if you want to log a call, email, or meeting which you had offline with them, you can add it through the log button there. You can also add a task for anybody else to attend to something specific regarding the company which you are updating. I just want to note, all of the companies in here as well as all of your contacts, you have access to view all of your own. So on the companies, you can see all of the companies, but if you look at the contacts for each company, everybody will only be able to see their own contacts for that company. And then if you want to set up a meeting, you schedule a meeting from here, and that will automatically send out the meeting invite to them as well. On the left-hand side, you'll see standard info about this company, the number of contacts we currently loaded against that company, any deals you currently have with that company, as well as the history of all deals for that company, where they are located, the owner. The owner is the person that actually loaded the company or created the company. You'll see the creation date, the description, the first contact date, the first deal date, the last contacted date, the last modified date. So basically all history of the company that you need. If you currently have a live lead with a company, you'll see that on this section as well. And then the stage that lead is currently with the company, you'll see in there as well. You can also add child companies. So if you have loaded a group, for instance, if we look at, let's say for instance, the FFG group or something, which is Fushini, Markhams, all of that. The group can be loaded and child companies allocated to each one of those if you want to work separately on them. Has all your contact details in there, address details, website URL, company, your Facebook company page, LinkedIn page. And what it also does is, if you add social media to that, it actually goes and features their social media profile as well, so that you can have up to date on their social media profile, get that info quickly as well. Okay. You can add activities and look at all the activities. You can add notes. So any notes that you want to add against the company or which you've added there on top, that will also be shown here. All the emails, the calls and tasks that is available there. If there are any tickets against the company, you'll see it on this side, your deals and your contacts for each of that. If you open up a company to add a new contact, on the right hand side, you can just say add another contact and it will open or add an additional contact against the company. If you want to add a new deal to that specific company, you'll basically just say create deal there or add deal. Any tickets, if there is a support ticket that you are aware of, which they didn't log directly on our ticketing system, you can also create a ticket for them on this. This is where the related company comes in, and any attachments that you want to add, you can also upload a file and add all of your attachments in here. If you only want to look at contacts and add new contacts, under the contacts, you go to contacts, and that will take you to the contact section down here. As you can see on the contact section, you get a contact owner. For instance, Freddie has already added 2 contacts in here, and that is linked to a specific company. You can update any of the contacts in here, and also if you've updated a contact, you can view the full record of the contact through here, or just preview it like I did now. So if you open up preview, basically just previews the contact, and if you want to view a full contact record, you click on view record. Okay, under the sales, that's going to be the biggest. This is where the deals are. I've set it currently to board as it views easier for me. So depending on your sales which you've loaded, it will add in stages in here. And you can create a deal by using the orange button, or you can update a deal just by dragging and dropping it to the next phase or the next life cycle in that. There is also a chat, so if you need help, go to the chat. There's also an academy, which is very useful. If you do need any information, just click on your profile and go to academy, and that will actually open up the academy for you. And in the academy, it's not just product specific. It also gives you basic, your content strategy if you want to do, and they've got a couple of courses in there. You're more than welcome to go through all of those. It gives you an overview and exactly how to use the marketing tools. It has courses for a growth accelerator in there, how to nurture leads. So you can have, there's a lot of courses that you can actually go through to assist in your normal day-to-day operations. But the most, what you're going to use most is basically under the sales, the deal section, and the contacts or the company section on that. I prefer using companies, because if you open a company and view a company and add a company, from here you've got access to go and create your contacts directly from here and to add a deal directly from there. Okay, so that's the way I use it. If you want to open that and view that, this just works better for me, as it's a single place where you can add and do anything you need to do. Okay. Questions?
Dirk, without wanting to always be the first one to jump in. Bryce, yeah.
I'm so happy
that
you call.
The first question is, let's say that I've got 2,000 contacts and I've been religiously accumulating people in the HR field because I think
Yes.
they are going to be my target market. Is there any sense to my going into their LinkedIn profile and saying, okay, I'm going to target these 20. I've had no contact with them other than that they are supposedly friends on LinkedIn, and putting them into the system before I've even really started to cultivate them. Does it make sense to go in as early as that?
The only reason for that is the quicker you load it, as soon as any communication is received through any of our channels, if you have loaded them, that link and that contact will then automatically be routed to you. If it wasn't loaded, it's not automatically linked and moved to you.
Then a second question, you mentioned that we can link our own personal, one of our own personal email addresses.
Yes.
If I understood you. Now, my question obviously is a straightforward one. Let's say that I get messages there from my auntie, uncle, grandpa, lover, whatever. Is that only visible to me on the HubSpot system, or is it still private to me?
It's still going to be private to you, but it's going to be interesting to see what the deal structure is going to be on your lover. I would not, but I would, if you want to go that route, I would rather create a new mail address specifically for HubSpot.
Yes.
That you know it's dedicated to that, as it will sync all of your contacts, and
yes,
all new mails which are going to come in is automatically going to be loaded against your name, and that's going to give you a lot of admin overhead, unnecessary.
Okay, I hear you. Okay, so it's another Gmail account that I need to open.
Yeah, if you want to. Otherwise, you can just speak to us, and we can see how we can accommodate you with something else, perhaps. With a different, instead of Gmail, having a more email address on that.
Okay.
For example, sorry,
no, go ahead, Bryce.
I was just going to say, so if, for example, I have my own domain, brycebiggs.co.za,
yes,
I could use that maybe.
Yeah, and you can create a summer mail address marketing for you, or POS systems at your own domain. You're more than welcome to do that as well. That's quite clean. I would actually suggest that if you have that available.
Okay. Dirk, what I wanted to ask is, when we communicate via Hub to the clients, what email address appears on there? Is that the personal Gmail email address, for example, or does it come through as a POS system email address?
Okay, if you haven't specified your own and you use some of our standard communication methods in the system, it will use our own. So it will use a marketing@pawsystems.net mail address.
Okay.
If you have linked your own, it will use your own address.
Okay.
Any other questions? I think Freddie is receiving mails. Can you hear that? Okay. Any other questions, perhaps?
Obviously, there's quite a learning curve to particularly to this particular piece of software. Is the Academy the place to go to get to watch videos and all that kind of good stuff?
The Academy is going to be your quickest route to follow. But what I found, but it may just be me, the interface is actually quite easy. Like I say, I prefer the company screen that you're currently seeing, as it allows you to do everything from a single screen.
So if one was going to add someone from LinkedIn, let's say I identify someone that works for Markham's, I would add Markham's and then bring them in under that company name.
That's correct.
Okay. So start with the company and then add.
Start with the company and then add your contacts through that.
That's great.
Okay. Anything else?
Oh, okay.
Okay. Is there any other questions, or can we conclude this session?
Oh, sorry. You're not just talking HubSpot now. You're talking more generally.
Yeah, I'm talking more generally.
Okay. We can